Hello, welcome to today's development stream. Jagger will be joining us momentarily. He was just finished up some work, so he's taking a break, probably going to have a bit of food and stuff, but he'll be joining us shortly. Yeah, so today's been a pretty good week overall. We've been just continuing to push things through, work on things. I've done some optimization with the animation, so I'm hopeful that even though this is now more animations overall, I'm hopeful that what we will end up seeing is less, like a lower footprint, that it won't work as hard to do the animations. So I'm feeling pretty hopeful, and that's nice because doing an upgrade to the animations, we don't want to slow down the game by adding features. We'd like to not make it worse, if anything, make it better. So that's looking good. So let's dive into things. Sorry, my microphone is, there we go. Now I got Twitch chat open. Alright, so where we are at. So first of all, it is double XP weekend. So I am going to start that right now. Yeah, one moment. I just have to get the commands up here, doing it on the other monitor so you guys can't see. There we go. And it is live, guys. It is officially double XP weekend. Double XP is officially enabled. Enjoy your double XP, double favor weekend. I'm going to drop the same kind of message into the Discord group. Oh yeah, double XP. Double XP weekend is officially on. Enjoy the next 48 plus hours of double the progression. Oh yeah. And you can tell double XP weekend is on, just so you know it, when you're logged into the game, if you go to the account tab on the left, underneath the favor multiplier, it says XP multiplier 2. So that's how you know we're at 2 times the experience. Let's even tweet this. Double XP is live. Bam. Wow, it's everywhere now. It is official. It is official. And so you guys are aware too, double XP does mean double favor. You get 1 favor for every experience, and then this favor multiplier of 1.52 is applied to the XP. So now that we have an XP multiplier of 2, the favor multiplier is effectively 3. So it's... Wait. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the favor is effectively triple favor between what the money bags people are wearing to give you this multiplier and then our double XP multiplier. Sorry, I just realized the fan is on and that is a little loud. I've heard it in the VODs before in the background as white noise. Don't like that. So, as for what I'm working on, the last change I did here. So you guys see the walking animation here. We can still see that the hands, like the Z layering needs to be fixed still, so there's still some work there. But what you may notice, or may not, we'll get there, is that before, animations would all play simultaneously, and I'm still working on some of that stuff and working out the kinks. But there's a little bit of logic we need there. if you're running and you get hit by an arrow, and the getting hit animation involves tightening up your body, we don't want the legs to react to getting hit because we're walking. But if we're standing still, we do want the legs to kind of join in the animation so it's all fluid. So we essentially needed animations to be allowed to lock body parts and claim it. So now that's in place. When you're walking, it will claim the legs, so any animation that uses legs won't be able to modify the legs until it's over. And there's a little bit of logic in there, so it should be clean once we're done everything, but that is pretty much what we've done there. Same with attacking animation. Attacking will always claim both arms. So even if you get hit, normally the reaction is to block, but if you get hit while you're in the middle of an attack animation, your guy will still do the attack animation. Like, he will keep doing the attack animation and it won't get canceled. But yeah, so it's good. If we walk through, there's still a little bit of jitteriness. And that jitteriness is because animations that deal with non-priority body parts are still doubling up. When you walk, you might notice that the body tilts a little bit. And then when we get hit, defend, yeah. When we get hit, he like brings his arms up and does a little block. But the chest kind of rotates in both animation. However, neither animation really cares that the chest is rotating. So right now you're going to see a little bit of glitchiness because they're both trying to rotate the same piece and disagreeing on what to do. Essentially have two different pieces of logic moving the same part. But following that whole priority thing, neither of them actually are prioritizing it, so neither are locking. So I now need to add to the system that when a model, like when a new animation plays, if there is body parts that have an animation that are not being locked and we want to use those things, stop the old animation. And that'll actually increase performance a tiny bit. It probably won't be noticeable, but there will be a little bit of performance gain there. Because instead of two animations going when they overlap, you're going to see whichever animation is the most recent take over the non-essential body parts. So if we walk through, you'll notice that I'm getting hit, but as much as I'm getting hit and I'm reacting, and you see a little bit of jittering with the arms, the legs have not been interrupted by this whole thing. So it's pretty good overall. Also, one real thing that I think is pretty cool, I just want to bring up, is the way that combat now will change animations depending on side. When something's to the left of you, you'll punch it, and when it's to the right, you'll attack. So now if I put on auto retaliate, I thought this was pretty cool. There's too many things going on here, actually. But I noticed before he was like punching the guys on one side and slicing the other, and it looked pretty cool. So I kind of like that. But yeah, we need to get the attack animations. We need to fix some of this glitchiness. Like the fact that too many are coming at once is a little stressful. It's a little too busy. So let's dive into that. All right. Bam, bam. Okay. So where I last left it is I modified the way we do our animation chains so that we don't just... Before, this method used to create it and start it, but now I need to keep a reference to the animation so that I can even call stop on them to begin with. Right? Before, we always just let the animations play through. Now we want to be able to stop them. And I know I have this thing here, this claimed parts, which is attach, like this variable is a reference to the one that is attached to the sprite being drawn. So I should be able to pair this in so that this variable, like this lookup, also keeps track of the animations that we want to stop. So that is where we're heading with this. So let's start all the way at the top. The entity sprite, the guy who actually has that variable I was just talking about. So right now, he gets the model ID, and other than that, he's just an empty boy. When we play animation, we have to call this update claimed parts, and it looks at how many milliseconds have passed since the last time we tried to play an animation, and it updates how long things have locked onto a body part. So when you first walk, it says, hey, I'm using these legs for 500 milliseconds. But maybe 400 milliseconds later, an animation plays and wants to use the legs. This is going to go through it and update that 500 milliseconds to say there's only 100 milliseconds left. But now we don't want to just deal with this one number. We want to deal with a list of numbers, pretty much. So let's work on that. So claimed parts, let's just assume that instead of it just being a number in claimed parts, it's going to have a duration remaining. Or is it? Yeah, let's actually call it remaining duration because that's a variable name I was already using. So this guy will have a remaining duration. If remaining duration is less than 0, here we're going to want to get rid of all the references we have. I don't think we need to call delete because I believe our memory, our garbage collection already works pretty well, but we do need to get rid of them. I think this might actually already do it. So this would essentially just null out whatever used to be there. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine, honestly. Yeah, okay. And so in this case, we say the claim parts is equal to remaining duration. That's no longer true. We're going to say that its remaining duration has now been updated to remaining duration. So the idea is it used to keep track of the remaining duration, but now we are just updating it. So it's the same objects, the same stuff going on when we do that. So the only people who actually sets this, though, like if you look, we pass this claim parts into our animation method, and that's what this thing is this is building that method. So here is the only place where we actually set this. So right now we're trying to set this number. Let's get rid of my comment. This is reminding me to do what we're literally doing right now. And I'm going to say it has a remaining duration of that, of our full duration. And I'm going to say locked parts or locked animations. Let's just say animations is an array that has animation. We'll usually just have the one, but there is this kind of edge case here where we're going to need to make 2 animations, so we're going to add both of those animations to the list. So then there is animations are this. So when we set this claimed part, we're saying, okay, this part we're claiming, which might be the key for like head, like we're claiming the head for 200 milliseconds, and these are the 2 body parts that represented head, which might be like head and face. So that's looking pretty slick to me. Now here is a to do, and this is where we now need to fill in. It says to do, this is the part where, or if the part is in the animation but it is not claimed, call stop on the animations. So here is where we get to do this. Remaining duration. Just need to look at how we use this. Okay. So we're going to say it's an array, I guess. So it's going to be claim duration at part key Wait, if claim parts isn't null. Oh, wait. Maybe I have this logic here a little off. Let me just double check. So this is a body part is the body part I want to move is claimed. If I am also claiming that body part, oh yeah, this is the non-claimed. Right. So this is non-claimed parts. Ooh, this is a little different than I thought. So parts to claim is specifically about locking the parts. But now we want all parts. So I'm going to change this to, we need to change this a little bit more. It's not just claim parts. We need to keep track of all parts. So it should become more like animations in use, or yeah, animations, active animations. And there should be a new flag here saying claimed is true. So now we're saying we are claimed, and we're going to keep track of all animations. So because we're changing this, we always store this, and whether it's claimed or not is based on whether the parts to claim includes the part we're trying to claim. Okay, that looks good. Except this is definitely a typo. I need to push this onto the array. Okay, so now we go into here. So now we're back. So someone else is claiming a part that this animation does not find essential, means we skip it because we don't need to do this animation. And then this is the neither of us think it's essential, so I can just undo the old one. So for here I say, oh, so it no longer becomes if this doesn't equal null. Well, it does, but we need to add a little bit more. It's more if, yeah, we're going to change this to active animation, animations active is equal to this. If this is claimed, then we go into this little hop of logic here. Otherwise, we do this. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna check out. Is anybody so sad they didn't respond? Offended. Offended. Oh, I can't wait till we're on Congregate and that number just boosts up. It's gonna be so high. It's gonna be great. Okay, so if this part is in the so let's get back to this. So animations, this part, this key we've claimed. Okay, wait, so there is something here. So then here, we're also going to need to do it, I think. So in this case, this is the, someone else is trying to claim an animation, but we also want to do that animation, but they've already claimed it. Case. So what happens there? So we keep track of the claimed animation. We figure out... Right, we shrink our oh, right. Okay, so what it is I condense the animations. So it's like, if we decide like, oh, the legs are still claimed for the next 100 milliseconds, but my animation takes 500 milliseconds, I'm going to start my animation 100 milliseconds late and then run my animation 20% faster so that to fit it in the same time. And I have this little check here saying that if we have less than 40% of the time that we should have to do an animation, don't even play it. You know, if our animation should take 500 milliseconds, but we only have 200 milliseconds allowed because someone else claimed it for all the rest of the time, let them have it. They were here first. And we don't want all the animations to just really rapidly play really quickly. That would look even worse than what we have. So that's kind of our out there. I keep thinking there's a gap here, but it isn't. We just have to do this. Okay, so this becomes animations active dot, what did I call them? Animations dot for each So for each one of these animations, what do we do? So for each of the old animations, we're going to say stop. We're also going to, let me go, I need to just do a quick little Google here actually. Google.com. So what we want to know is whether tween.js stop calls on complete. Now that's the question. We have an on complete callback, and I need to know if me calling stop calls on complete for us. To do on complete, tween.stop can't use here. There's no reason to call stop function in the on complete. At that point, the tween is already stopped. Okay. Tween automatically remove dispose of it. I mean, we'll also just find out when I do it. I'm gonna assume that calling stop will make on complete get called. And we're gonna see. Let's put a to do. To do does stop call on complete. If not, do garbage collecting code here. Because that's all our on complete does, is it just makes sure to null references so the garbage collector can handle it. So this should stop them all for us. I have no clue if this is going to work. So let's just, like, it should be close to what we want, but it's always a couple bugs. But let's just see. Oh, black screen means there's a typo bug. Part soaked claim. Yep, that doesn't look right. Not at all. In here. Where was I? Where just model. Parts to claim. There we go. So let's check this out. Alright, cool. It loads. It's always a good sign. Quite. Love the errors. What are we getting here? Cannot read remaining duration of null. So where do we call remaining duration? I mean, I guess, yeah, look here. Entity sprite 248. So at this point, it's null. This is not ID. So if this even has something. And we're going to get rid of this one, but I just want to know what case we were even running into. Like, why was that null instead of just not having the key? Did we set it null so it just exists? That's fine if it is, but I'd like to know that. Two, 22. Oh, that's how many times the same thing was called. Okay. Head null. There we go. Okay. So at some point, head was animated, and then we set it to null here. So that entry just doesn't exist. Oh, but it was null because it used to be 0. Now I'm supposed to call delete because we do have an actual object here that we're trying to clear up. Okay. Alright, we got numbers. I don't know why we got numbers, but we don't got errors. So that's a good sign. Nice. Alright, let's go back to the war zone and see if this is a little less jittery. My hope is that it will be. My hope is that this is just gonna look really smooth, and he's gonna like flail his arms. There's some things in our animations that just inherently are a little too much, but I'm hoping when he starts getting hit, he's not gonna be as jittery as before. So let's see what happens here. I think that's pretty smooth. It looks like he is completing every meaningful animation before starting the next. And he's walking while he's moving his arms. That guy, he just swung his left arm. I think that's good. Yeah. See, he just punched that guy. He gave him an uppercut. Nice. Ooh, that's going to be slick. So the way his attack animation is, though, it looks like there's a jitter that isn't there. And that's something I thought was a bug earlier. And it's basically, I tried to make it look like he comes in, he hits you, and then it falls down. You know, it's like he hits you. Instead of slicing through you, it bounces off, almost. But it kind of makes it look like his arm is getting interrupted and then finishing. And I think we just have to deal with it. Same with his block. I didn't think of his arm, like his sword, when I figured the block. So right now he's kind of over rotating almost. Like he's like here, and he's like over rotating where the forearm should be. So I should try to keep his forearms roughly the same height and not do those rotations for the block. But it's not the end of the world, I suppose. It just, it looks like he's doing like a sword under thing, but he's really trying to block his chest. That's pretty slick, though. This like damage splatter stuff, though, now that I'm looking at it, I kind of want to clean that up. Not necessarily today, but one, the sprite, just in general, could use some love, just like a lot of her stuff could. And then two, I don't like how it's fully, I don't know, the block looks too big. Like you can't see through it. It's just kind of there, you know? Not a fan of that. So we'll have to look into that too. But I'm pretty happy with this. So what's this print line? Line 2,229 in model. 2,200, 2,229. Bam. Okay. So one other little tweak after I kind of pitched this whole, if we have at least 40% of our time to do the animation, we should. Otherwise we shouldn't thing. 40 seems too low. I'm going to say 60. Because if we, if you're trying to like move your arm, moving it more than twice as fast to do something just looks kind of weird. But at least this is on like the shy end of it rather than 40, which is over 50% we could do. Okay. So I think that's pretty slick, personally. All right. So where to next? Let me just check this part off. Okay. Hey, Ironic. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. Did you just tune in, or are you just now deciding to say hi? Because we got some slick stuff going on here. Just tuned in, was busy with dinner. All good, all good. Well, welcome. Glad to see you. So, basically, I've been doing some more polish with the animation system. If you remember earlier on, there was jitter when more than one animation were trying to play at once. And then there was also an issue with animations trying to move a body part that they don't need to if another animation is already doing it. Like, for example, when you're walking, you don't want a block animation to make the legs get all rigid. You want to keep walking, you know? So I've coded that stuff. Still got that swagger. I see, yeah, I've been trying to just get it working rather than worry about that walk. But that walk is definitely literally the next thing on this list. I actually skipped to like thing number 12 because I wanted to try to do that. The stuff I just did was mostly just coding stuff because that stuff is not always the funnest to do on stream when I get stuck. So I did that. Now we're at the point where we can get into real animations. But yeah, I like this. I like how it doesn't look jittery. I like these new animations. I like how if the guy's to the right, he slices them, but if he's on his left, he punches him. Come on. Show him what I mean. Punch the guy. Punch him. Come on. Oh yeah, he just bopped that goblin on the head. Or tried to. Alright, so let's get into... not Stardew Valley. Spriter Pro, here we go. My Steam library is not too impressive overall. It's pretty tame, I don't use it much. So, Steam. Human. I wonder what that was about. Oh, it was about the goblin chest. I remember that issue. Okay, it's fine. Alright, so let's work on a new walk. Where's the walk vertical? Because, yeah, the swagger walk is a little not the best. Like, I'm just going to clone it. We're going to call it emote swagger walk. Or walk swagger. There's no need in getting rid of something that was, at some point, a really important part of our lives. No. But this, I don't know what that is. Definitely not how people walk. So, let's try to get a good idea here of what we do. Stanky leg. You know what? I like that. Stanky leg. It's the emote name. Alright, so really, what is wrong with this walk? There's a few things wrong. I mean, that much is obvious. First of all, it's only 3 frames. There's a start and end, which are the same. So I guess it's 4 frame, but it's basically from standstill. Right arm forward, left arm back, which I don't think looks bad. But the right knee is like he's high kneeing it. And then the middle frame isn't even. It's like the middle frame is him trying to reach out the left leg and the arms are neutral. Honestly, what if this was just in the middle? Oof, that's a big one. And then we get out here and he high knees again. I don't think the arms are too bad, but the knee is. That being said though, the arms should be at the same angle. Is any one worse than the other? I think so. Like, if you look on this one, his right arm reaches his thigh. But in the other one, his right arm reaches his belly button. So I think we are over-rotating this arm to make it look like he's running almost in that one of the two poses. And then next, let's try to deal with this high knee. Because really, it does not need to be a high knee. Literally could be like that. So what is that? So it goes out to the width of just before his elbow, and it comes in to roughly, bam, the top of the bone. So on the opposite end here, This comes just before the elbow. This comes to the top of the bone. How does that look? That's not bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but that is definitely not bad. Do you think he needs to be bobbing his body a bit? Looks less stanky. I like it. Glad you like it. I think to give it a little bit more depth, we should probably be rotating the body. Ooh, what? What do you mean I rotated this bone and it doesn't update the body? Is that why I didn't rotate this one? Now that's stanky. That's just iffy. What? Okay. How is the bones attached? So we have the chest bones connected to the chest, the head bones connected to the head, the left arms to the left arm, left forearm to left forearm, right arm, left, and then this final bone at the end that I just deleted because it doesn't need to exist here. Show bones. So really, if I move... Oh, that time it worked. Weird. Oh, I guess if I don't show bone... No, I have no clue what was going on. Anyway. Oh, maybe I was moving that extra bone at the bottom. That's weird. Okay, so... At this point... Uh-oh. Shoot, there's a bone at every keyframe, isn't there? Nope, it was just those two. Okay. So, at this point, his right leg is up. And I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I'm just trying to think. What way does my head lean when I'm like, or my chest? It's like I open up this that way. So I think this becomes just a little bit of a lean like that. Little bit. And then head, I'm going to rotate it up. I'm going to regret that because every time I try to rotate the head, something goes wrong. So this one is the same thing, just slightly to the right. Head goes straight up. Let's recenter the leg. Alright, that looks pretty alright. His shoulder shrugging is getting to me, but other than that, we're okay. So let's test this bad boy out. I'm really happy with, because honestly, those animations, I was sending GIFs and it just, I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel it. All right. Oh, my guy's about to die though. Yeah, that's a bit better. And his body sways without the head swaying. It's just slick. Looks good, thank you. I'm glad this is looking a bit better. I think he looks a little off when he goes up, personally. I don't know how I feel about it. You know, it does look like he's moonwalk. That's it. That's it. He's moonwalk, or yeah, doing the moonwalk. Why did it boot me? It's booted me a couple times, and I don't like it. It's not a good sign. But it's definitely better. Okay. I think this is my new just casual look for the guy. I know this alpha shirt isn't out yet, but you'll be getting it when we go to beta. You'll get this alpha shirt. But I think this is my new favorite look to just show off the game with. You know, I got the helper's hat on, the alpha shirt, the blue sword, and the cool pants that, you know, they're armor, but For the time being, I like it. That's the pre-alpha shirt. Okay, that's nifty. So let's move on now. So we've done the walk horizontal, the walk vertical. What am I missing here? There's a few things. What level are we? We're 90s or 80s? Set levels 100. Okay, first thing is that these wannabe orcs, not these guys, these are the real orcs, but the wannabe kings, you know, the guys who are really strong that guard the chest. Guard the chest, yeah, over here. I do not like how... Oh, no chest on animation. Have to look into that. Yeah, so these guys... What was I going to complain about them? Shoot, there's something. Oh yeah, if you go in, they shoot with archery when you get, like, when you're at a bit of a distance. Yet they only have swords. I need to add bows to their left hand, so that, you know, there's some justification for them shooting bows. I mean, if the alpha wolf has it on his tail, I think these guys can carry a bow. Okay. Maybe it should be a crossbow too. That would look kind of slick because they're higher level. But let's do that. Let's hide over here. They're chasing me. Let's add a crossbow to these bad boys. So that would be in on the client here. In character. No, it wouldn't be on the client. That was done through tiled, wasn't it? Yes. So we did these changes in our map editor here. These guys, we give them one weapon. Now, I think 2 is the left hand index. Like 1 is right hand. I think we have to add here an equipment model .2, and let's go look up. Oops, that is other code. That's not from this project. Yep, items, crossbow. So the anchor crossbow is item 547. Yeah, so all of these guys get the anchor crossbow given to them. Same with him. It's not left out. Alright, let's export this new map and give it a test. Because yeah, if he could use that anchor crossbow, I'd be pretty happy. Game tile. Oh yeah, and ironic, Jagger will be joining us. He's kind of left work pretty late though, so he will be joining us later than expected, but he will be here, and I'm going to get him to do the death animations for me, because I took a look last stream into doing death animations, and I have death like the animation is done. The animation itself is like an M death. Oh, you know, like he curls up and dies. But the problem is that when something dies, yeah, death animation sounds good. Yeah, we need those. The problem right now is that when things die, they disappear. So I play the animation and it is gone because it's dead. And in that little bit of code, I'm just not sure what the best way to do it is. Do we make it so that when you die, your guy's just basically set into a state where you can't interact with him, but he's still him and he's just doing an animation and then he teleports away to death or to the spawn? Or do we make it so that when you die, we delete that object and then we create like a dummy of your old guy that just does the animation, and then we create a new version at spawn? I don't know what the best thing is, because if I don't want to code in some kind of bug that could let you cheat death. And I'm not saying I don't think that would be easy to do, but I just don't want to mess that up. So when Jagger is on, we're going to give that a go. Leave behind a skeleton. Holy, that's a genius. My god, my mind's blown. Okay, so skeletons are humans. I've just part of my whole recoding of all this is that skeletons have the same emotes people do. Everybody is like a human, or like all those things are humans. So really the only difference is what sprite you're reading from. We totally could make it so when the animation finishes, we just replace the word human with skeleton in what sprites we read, and then it would become a skeleton without, just by leaving it as is. That gets removed from the server after a set amount of time. Yeah, I like that. When Jagger's in the call, we're gonna I'm gonna make him do that. We'll make him add the death animation and then also make skeletons have some permanence there. That would be cool. That would be so cool. Like an area that people die in frequently has skeletons. You walk into like a boss room or like the obelisk and you just see like 8 skeletons all around. That would be pretty nifty. Anyway, let's check these guys out. Do they have their crossbows? I don't see crossbows. The ones who do have it in their right hand, because I guess I messed some of them up. The guys who I thought I gave it to their left hand don't. Why is that? Is it because it's a right hand only thing? That's probably it. I didn't even think about that, but I'm assuming right hand tool sprite, anchor bow. Yeah, so maybe my whole make it a bow isn't the best way to do it. Make him wield a bow. That's just demoralizing. Anyway, let's go back to this. So some of these guys were told to wield swords, 2 were told to wield crossbows, and they all did it to their right hand. Yeah, I see. So we're just going to get rid of the having a right hand tool at this time on those NPCs. It's not the end of the world, but you know, I would like to eventually make them just visually have it. I mean, I did it to the Alpha Wolf. It just needs a little bit of hand coding. I'm just trying to get away from needing to hand code. I do like that skeleton idea, though. I can't wait to pitch it to Jagger. Alright, so I'm going to say that we did look at the King Wannabe Goblin and we postponed it. Moonwalking cats. So some NPCs moonwalk. And I'm pretty sure it's that chicken's face left, chick faces left. You know, everything faces left. And I'm sure cats, no, cats do face left. Shoot, I thought they faced right, so that's why they moonwalked. Do they all face left? Or do any... Shoot, my guess on what was wrong was wrong. Yeah, I kind of messed up the goblin and orc bodies. I'm going to have to remodel these. Kind of sucks, but whatever. Don't have to do it right now, but I think that's why I got that bug about how the using magic was missing an animation or missing a body part because there was a missing chest. What did I want to show you? Did you see the other death animations? I'm a big fan of the goblin or the golem falling apart. I still think skeleton's my favorite. I spent way too much time on that. I want to go admire it one more time. Oh yeah, pinata death. Oh yeah. Pinatas will just fall apart. Sadly, four-legged mammals will kind of have their own death animation. It's kind of sad. Chickens have a death animation. Tried to give everything pretty much. Yeah, the skeleton is definitely my favorite though. I like the little bob on the head. Some parts of this don't look proper, but overall I think it's really good. I think the problems, I did want to touch this up. The problem was that if you look at the bones right now, they're all kind of getting onto the line or onto the floor, and now they're kind of like rotating. It's almost like the legs are catching up at the end too, which is not good. And it initially feels like it was just too slow. Almost like I should just straight up speed it up and slow it down when it hits the ground, not just before it. Now let's see. I'm just moving all 10 keyframe or all these keyframes earlier. So that makes it go flying. So these guys, I'm sure these guys can all be pretty close to each other. Let's just move the whole thing forward. Head roll looks really good. Thank you. Glad to hear it. Does that look a little better? Yeah, I think that's a little better. It looks like he starts moving right away rather than like slowly gets blown apart. There's still some weirdness going on here, but like this bone right here, this is the one I don't like. I'm gonna highlight it for you. Oh, how do I highlight? Like keep it highlighted? I guess I can't. But that's the one where it's pointing straight down here, and then here all of a sudden it starts flattening, and then everything speeds up and gets to position. So that to me is what I'm not a big fan of. But the rest I think is pretty on fleek. The orc is missing its chest, but yeah, the orc death was like yeah. And I think I saw ducks earlier were looking like chickens, so I definitely have a bug there I need to deal with too. Oh, rat medium death. Oh yeah, it just flips upside down, right? And then, yeah. Okay, overall this is pretty good. I'm excited to get all these emotes in. Get that, pet the cat, pet the cat. So, I got distracted. Okay. So moonwalking cat, right, that's what I was going to look into. Why is the cat just moonwalking? Doesn't make sense. Is everything, are all the four-legged mammals moonwalking? That's a better question. Let's go to the top left of the map. Let's go check out Ozike's little mini farm here. Okay. This might actually be a bad place to do it. Okay, now the cow wasn't moonwalking, but he did go down when he made his decision. Let me check in code if anything is different about the cat. I just noticed the cat's moonwalk, but I haven't noticed anyone else doing it, so I'm still not sure what's going on there. So we get the cat. We reposition the cat. Yeah, so it's a four-legged mammal. We reposition the body, and that's it. But we don't, like, rotate anything. We just change the positioning because it's small. So I'm not sure what's going on there. If we wanted to see a bigger area, though, for this, we'd go 20 on the X and maybe 240 on the Y. Oops, too far. 200. Yeah. I can't wait to get the Z-axis stuff going here. And one thing I really like about the animations is the animations I haven't moved over, like this woodcutting, you'll see he's doing it to his left still, because the old way we do animations is it's just to the left. So these are animations we have to redo tonight. But woodcutting went to his left. But when I actually do something like attacking, any animation can now be on any side. So if I show you like petting, he goes to the left here. But if I say pet to the other side, he can pet on the other side. So now any animation will play like I use math and like reverse it and just make the inverse of it. So it's pretty nice. Oh, that cow moonwalked. That cow moonwalked. Yes, let's see it. What's going on, cows? Oh, there's a bull. It's like it doesn't choose to change directions all the time. But it used to, and that's because I made a change to the servers. The way it passes the direction, now the server tells you the direction it's facing, not the animation computes it. So this logic must be wrong. So if Rx minus the last X, okay, yeah, so this is saying if Rx is, if we have moved to the right, this will be positive. If we have moved to the left, this will be negative. So that should be right. So one should be go to the right. Yeah. I think I'm missing a parameter. I think that's what it is. I think if we look at all the other times I call play animation, we're going to see X direction. And that's what it reads. So let's go back to walk horizontal. Because I was able to compute left and right before for walking because we knew the direction we're heading in. But that isn't really useful for like everything else, right? Because I need direction to work with petting, for it to work with anything. So I guess, yeah, it was just that walking was doing it the old way, but now everything expects this X direction to be set. Moonwalking cows, how utterly silly. I love you, man. Don't change. That is utterly ridiculous. Okay. So if this is bigger than 0, it goes right, otherwise it goes left. Right? Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not even going to change. I'm not going to touch that. We're just going to see if that's all we needed to do to fix it. I think I already have logic in there about making sure that if you didn't change, you don't flip directions. So let's just see if this all works. So we're 1, looking to see if they moonwalk, and we are 2, looking to see if when they go vertical, do they switch directions. So that sheep went vertical and he stayed facing right. This cow went vertical and he changed to right, though. That's not okay. We want him to, we don't want to have to force the direction. I mean, maybe we can. It's not the end of the world. That sheep didn't. I think I saw that cow moonwalk one spot, though. Yep, I'm seeing some moonwalking. Weird. Yeah, moonwalks. So now it's just inconsistent, which is even worse. Okay. It's not what I was expecting. So the X direction is based on... So this X direction, it's not like 0, 1, or like 0, 1 or -1. It could be like 10. Like we're moving 10 tiles to the right. So maybe this is the thing that's wrong. Maybe we need to go to this animation. Oh, and whether we go vertical or not, I'm now just thinking... Because I'm always torn about whether vertical or horizontal should like overpower the other. I think I need to figure out whether this method moves one line, like one tile at a time. I think it does. I think it moves one tile at a time. And I'm just sorry. I just sounded like I said gibberish there. I just talked out loud and rambled. But okay. Yeah, let's go to the client and let's see if there's any funny business here about this whole direction, really. So X direction, how do I do this? If X direction is bigger than 0, we assume you're going right. So in that case, if it is 0, we just don't change it and we get default. So it's okay that we're bigger than 0. That's what that's telling us. We are seeing, though, that I didn't need to pass it in for walk because walk computed it on its own. And that tells us that I kind of messed up. Not I messed up, but this is probably wrong. X offset. So X change is equal to X offset, which is equal to Y that or 0 times 60. I'm just going to get rid of that. And we are going to see if that fixes it. Because now the server is telling us, so we don't have to recompute it. And the fact that there's still some bugs tells us that recomputing is probably the culprit. Alright, let's see if they moonwalk ever here. So this cow went up, and he went from facing right to left. It's not the end of the world, but that's just something to note. I think the walk could be exaggerated a tiny bit more. Maybe not, though. I'm just looking at the regular man walking around, and he looks like he is really, like, serious when he goes horizontal, and then he goes vertical, and it's a little too, like, plain. But maybe the vertical's the wrong one. I guess it's just how much swagger do we want. Ironic, you get to be the lucky guy today. Which one has the appropriate amount of swagger, and I'll apply it to both. So we have the horizontal walk, right? We're all familiar with that. It's got a decent amount of swagger, but it's not like the old stanky leg one you talked about. And then we have the new vertical, which is very tame. It's very, very mild. Which do you prefer? The mild look or the running? Like this, is this just too fast? I guess that's what I'm getting at. Do you think this run or this walk looks too much like a run? Maybe that's all I do, is I just rename it to run horizontal, and then I make a new one that's just a walk horizontal. He could calm down a bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna clone the walk and call it run horizontal. So whenever we add running, we have a different animation for running. And let's change this walk to just calm the fuck down a little. So it's like his right knee. So what? We have 4 animations. We have standing still. We have the back left leg is like fully going for it. He's swinging his arm. And then we have back to center. And then we have the right leg just reaching for it. So if we followed the same rules that we kind of decided for the walking up and down one, I mean, I guess we didn't really have rules decided, but I kind of decided. Actually, is it just... Yeah, the coming together, it's almost like he comes together. I don't know, there's something off. I think one of the animations is a bit wilder than the other, like one of the frames. Like this frame here, I think that's it. This frame here, his left elbow is within his body frame, and his left hand is at his left thigh. So that looks pretty tame. His left leg goes out about half a head. Then his right knee goes out to his elbow, so his right knee and elbow are in sync, and he's reaching for it. Versus in the other direction, I mean, the leg is going back as much as it can, I see that. But this arm, like, okay, yeah, that's totally it. So this arm should be a little closer. And we're going to make his back arm go a little less. Likewise, when we're out here, this arm can go a little in too. So the gap is a lot less. Okay, so that will be much better for the arms. Let's look at the legs now. So in both cases, the knee coming up goes to a 90-degree angle. Not 90, but goes pretty sharp. So let's reduce that. The leg going forward should go down a little bit. Just a tad. So this leg going forward should also come down a little bit. Just a tad. Like, that's a good rule. The knee should be within the elbow. I don't know anybody who, when they run, has their knee further out than their arm would be. That's a good rule. So here, wait, my phone's blowing up. Okay. I'll reply in a second. So yeah, let's take a look here. So this knee should not be out past this elbow. I think that's a good rule of thumb. So I'll bring it in a bit. Likewise, the back of the shin here, it could go in a bit. So let's make the same rule here. What angle did we end at? We ended at a... What are we at? 247 degree angle. So that makes it a 35-degree angle, I think, versus this one here. It's at a, oh, right, they're two different legs. So this is 247. Actually, I can't use these angles the way I'm thinking. Oh yeah, I can. 247 would put it there. Wow. Amazing, I can use the same angles. So let's grab, what is this leg at? This leg is at a 286-degree angle. And this one is at a 292. So this is the one that's a little more exaggerated. So let's call this one 286. Cool. And then while we do all this, I kind of want to try to keep his head fairly up. So it's like he's trying to keep his head center. I think that's a little better. When you compare it to this run, maybe this, maybe it's not too much better actually. I'm looking at it, I toned it down, but I didn't tone it down like a ridiculous amount. But maybe it is. Do you think that's better actually? Ironic. This is the run. This is the walk. Run. Walk. I think it is better. It's just, it's still not right. Something about it. I can't figure it out. Looks more like a jog rather than a sprint, but I see how it looks. But see how it looks moving on the map. Good point. One other thing. I don't know if we need to do this, really, but I kind of want to check. For a lot of the other animations, I was trying to make it so that the feet were always on the ground. I guess we don't really need that for running necessarily, but I can move body parts around here. The best is to move the chest up and down. So I could now move the chest if we needed. And I think part of why I feel it looks gimpy is that the right leg never bends, but the left leg does. Like that. I think that's part of it. Because in this one, it's like whenever the knee came forward. Yeah, I think that was what was bugging me. Now, the one moving forward always bends. The one moving back always straightens. Okay, that looks a bit better, I think. But yeah, let's see. Let's see it in game. Take a look. Sprites. Sorry, I'm on the other monitor trying to run that tool. Okay. Alright, so that's more of a walk now rather than a sprint. How do you feel, Ironic? I think that looks a bit better. I feel it's a little slidey. That's my one issue with it. Like, okay, yeah, like if we were to, I'll show you what I mean by slidey. if we were to make a little recording of this guy, and he was to walk one tile, I think that we'll see his legs, like the amount of distance moving is a lot more than his legs cover. But maybe that's just the nature of him being so much skinnier than his tile. Like, okay, so right now, before the... Can I draw on this tool? What? I can't? Edit? Oh, I guess not. Okay, anyway. So we can kind of see that right here, but like his left foot, or yeah, his left foot is on this tile. So we move. So his back leg goes first. His right leg is still on it, so that's okay. He grabs. Actually, that's not bad. He takes 2 steps per step, so that makes it kind of work. I mean, it's not perfect, but I thought the distancing there was really weird. But not really. Okay. Die, cow. Alright, I'm gonna call... Oh yeah, we fixed moonwalking. Cool. We've improved the walking animations. Nice. So next is we have some animations that we have to redo. His left arm looks like it gets disjointed when he runs. Where's my... Come on, I just took a recording of this. Really? Screen to GIF? Alright, one more time. From the top. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so his arm gets disjointed, you say? Oh, that one. Okay, I got it. That is extremely frustrating though, and now makes me worry that if I do, let's test my theory. Emote fly goes that way. If it's broken the way I think it is, emote fly in the opposite direction is gonna not go horizontal. Like, it's not gonna go right. It's still gonna go left. Oh, it does. He still goes left. Yeah, okay. So I added, yeah, so what it is, ironic, is I added support for moving the bones, so you can do stuff like that, like you saw with the fly. But it doesn't properly move child bones. Like, there's 2 parts. My hand is here. I rotate it here. That animation will put the hand from here to here, right? Now separately, I might decide that I want the hand to go up. And when I'm in the right direction, he'll do this motion while doing up, and the hand would go off and go proper. But when I try to flip it, I need that going up, like that second portion, to be separate so I can inverse the numbers, but they're not. So almost like if I say when I'm moving right, move it 2 pixels to the right, when I go left, it's still moving 2 pixels to the right. So rather than doing nothing, it goes in the wrong direction. It's if you look, it's part of why when he runs, his shoulder moved in while this one went out to try to make it look like there's depth. But it's about working against us, and in the wrong direction, it's like in the opposite direction, it's moving them too far. Oh, that's gross. Alright, I'll go into a fix for that tomorrow. For the time being, though, is there a nice fix for this I can just do for the time being? These are all bones. Yeah, for the time being, the fix is that I just don't do that motion so much. Ugh, that's annoying. I tried to do it with the thighs too, with the going up and down animation, and I ran into a bug there that made me sad. Sorry to give you more work. No worries. No, pointing that out is good. I would way rather you tell me something looks wrong than to post it to Reddit and have people then get my people bashed. You know, this is the best point to get the feedback, because I literally have the tool open. I can fix bugs like that if it's possible, whereas doing it weeks later, it can always be, it takes more time. Yeah, so that's a little annoying, but whatever. Okay. So anyway, where we're at though is now we have to make some more animations. So there's some animations we need to move over. The first one is the mining animation. So let's take our default, human default, I guess. Yeah. Let's take our human default and give him mining. I'm assuming that's what it's called, but yeah, so over 500 milliseconds. Really, I'd like to do it over like 450 to be safe. We want the guy to mine. So what does mining look like? You have a heavy tool. You probably need both hands to do it. When you move back, you want your whole, like you want to lean forward when you go down, or when you grab it. You want to lean back, you lift with your back, and then you swing down. Well, like you don't want to lift with your back, but people are going to do that because it's heavy otherwise. So I guess let's just whip this out and see if it works well. So he starts off by moving his hand, this arm in, this arm in, this arm, this arm. So he like brings his arms together. And then after that, and while he does that, I want him to lean forward a bit. So he's, yeah, let's put a, oh yeah, so we want his feet to always be planted too. So we're going to lean him forward. Yeah, slightly lower. Down is down, doesn't matter whether it's left or right flipped. So we can go up and down with our bone movements reliably. It's just once we go left and right, it's going to get a little weird. So try to be careful of that. So we lean forward. And then here we want to at some point we want to have our back rotated. These are going to be flipped with regards to which one is touching the ground. That's going to straighten, because then we know the pickaxe is going to go straight. Kind of looks like he's doing a dab, but when he has the item, it'll look better. Like the item in his hand. And at this point, we saw his chest moved a little, so we want to recenter him. Yeah, when he comes down even, like at this point even, we want his body to be center. So we're going to get to this part fast, and then I think he's slowly, because this is the part when it's really heavy, he's slowly going to struggle here at getting these up. And then it's going to come down really fast. Like by this point, it's going to want it to have come down. Actually, let's lean him forward, because now it's like with his back, he's flung himself forward. Arm down. Bam. Bam. Legs firmly planted. Center him. A little bit of both legs are off, so we want this one to go up and this one to go down. Actually, we want this one to just go up more. There we go. So he's still pretty centered there. So it's like he goes up, goes way down, swings it down. And then brings it back to center. Where he can look, fairly normal again. Realign his legs a little bit. Except his arms are still there. Then he relaxes them. Bam, 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 bam. I think that'll look pretty alright, pretty alright. Okay, so he goes back. And so this heading forward thing, I think we want his head to go down too when he does this. And then at this point, we want his head to be upright again. Yeah, it is. And we want his legs to be like that. So right now his feet are jittering more than I want. So let's make sure his feet are firmly on the line at all times. So if we take a look, based on the starting position, I'm just going to get some lines set up here so we know where we want to try to keep his feet planted in this area. And as long as we're within this little range, I'm okay. But some of these, like this one, went a little too low. At this point, this leg over rotated. Honestly, at this point, I don't know, it's okay, I guess. Would like his body to be there. Yeah, okay, so this one, yeah, at this point, we see that he's not centered there anymore, and this can go back. There we go. Yeah, I fear this is a little too far back. It's that swing. The swing just throws the legs. I think that'll... Yeah, that's a little better. All right, nice. So let's see how this looks. I think it's called mining on the server. So let's just double check. Mining. In quotes. Oops, nope, that's not what I'm looking up. What are all the times we call step animation? That's what I'm looking for. It's called play underscore animation. There we go. So these are all the times we call play animation. Where is the mine singular? Let's get back to it. Where was it? Spriter, here we go. So it's called mine. Yeah, I think this will be good. Because of the way he uses both arms, I think it'll work left or right. Or at least that is my hope. So let's set position 30-30, I guess, top left. Let's go there. I think it's item 13. Nope, it's item 21. Nope, it's item 9. Yeah, wow. 3 guesses. Okay, let's... Huh. Okay, here we go. That animation's wonky. What's going on? And then mine. That is not what I'm doing. Okay, what about from the other direction? He's not even using his arm. Right shoulder, right forearm, left shoulder, right forearm, right shoulder, chest. This better be the same body. Bone. I did grab it from the other part, like the other guy, but I think it's the same. Left shoulder, left thigh, right thigh. Left shoulder, left forearm, left thigh. Yeah, it looks the same. Just slams his head into the rock. Yeah, exactly. Like, really, bud? Oh my god, look at his face, too. Oh no. Oh no. What the fuck? Okay. Interesting. Cal, how did you even get into that position without moonwalking? There's no way you could have walked right. Ah, okay. Facial tick simulator. Oh yeah. Alright. So seriously, what's going on there? Alright. We're gonna have to... Something's like so off that I just don't even trust this thing. I think that means my rig here is wrong. So we are going to... maybe... have to retire that one, but let's just test, make a new mine animation, and all this mine animation is super duper simple here, just to make sure that the rig is even working. We're gonna make his left arm go up. We're gonna make him T-pose. T-pose is like the standard my rigging works. I'm gonna, yeah, we'll do it to the legs too. That should work. If that doesn't work, something is, then we know like the rig itself is what was wrong. If that does work, like yeah, if that doesn't work, we know the rig's wrong. If that does work, we'll have to test the chest. Yeah, look at that. What the fuck is going on? Really? And then attack. And, I just want to stare at the animations. Oh yeah, no, if it doesn't work, the rig is wrong. That's what I said. So we know the rig is wrong. That's what that tells us. Bone head, bone left arm, bone forearm. I don't know why it doesn't work though. Okay, let's try. Let's take our, what's an animation we know works? Attack melee, that's the one we just tested. So let's try to make a mine out of the attack melee's rig. And just see if this guy works a bit better. Actually, to start, let's just do the exact same test. Make him T-pose. What happens? These aren't outrageous angles or anything. These are pretty standard people things. I do this pose every day. Oh, see, that worked. So it is the rig. So this human rig is flawed. And just so that we don't do that ever again, I'm going to clone attack melee one more time, call this default, and throw it into the human. So that we have a good rig. There. So now we can always grab that guy. Perfect. So this mining rig, it's how you assert dominance. Exactly. Yeah, whatever it was. T-pose, but then you bring your legs in the air and you just float. It's a wonderful pose. So now I gotta do this all over again, but it's not too bad. Okay, so from the start, long story short, the keyframes to remember are that, oh, actually, and this is where his feet need to be centered around. Keep those feet planted, sir. Okay. Without moving the bones left or right, like manually. That's the goal. So we're gonna have him first kind of slightly lean in while we bring it all together. So this one isn't too bad. Yeah. So this is slightly to the right, so I'm going to slightly tweak him to the left. Yeah, now those shins are centered. Very nice, very nice. We'll adjust the height stuff later. But he basically wants to get his axe together. He's going to lean his head a little bit forward like he's kind of checking it out. So then by this point, we want to be kind of in the opposite. We want his body to be over here, like he's leaning back. His head to be leaning back. His arms have gone up pretty high. Pretty straight, pretty high. And then his legs here need to point down. Now we get to play recenter the body. So we can tell he's way off here. So that leg needs to be centered like that. That is the middle of their heights. I'm just gonna, now we can rotate the body parts to try to get them perfectly lined up, but now we're gonna lower this guy's height a little bit. We're gonna raise this guy so that both feet were planted at the same point. So he goes up, then he comes down with so much force. He is, at this point, he's leaned forward so much. His arms have come down. He has slightly bent these arms too, just so that if they are wielding an axe, it kind of tilts along with it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll work. His head tilted down with his body. He's looking at what he's doing. Then his legs are bam. So now let's recenter his body, because his body is way off kilter here. So recentering his left foot would mean that, but we can tell his left and right legs are just not going to agree at this point. So what we have to do, let's find a middle ground height-wise. We already know that this is a little too low and this is a little too high. Nope, other way around. We know that this guy's a little too low. This guy's a little too high. Yeah. But we need him to guard the hip. It's kind of the frustrating thing. Okay, so we'll keep him as is. So we'll rotate this back. We need this guy to be as straight as possible because he needs to use as much height as he can get out of this leg. Differently on the opposite end, this guy should be bending his knee so that we can have him use a little less height here. Now let's recenter the body. Yeah. So at this point we can tell it looks a little off here. But I say we can move this leg up. Okay, I'm going to put it back, grab the leg. So that is the X. So we're going to move it exactly where we want height-wise. Give it the old X. Looks like his hip's collapsing. But if his leg, it's one of those things where if the leg was able to be on the other side of his body, it would probably look right. But because the Z layering is not implemented fully, it's not. And at this point, just to make the animation a little better, this is an intermediary part. And I want him to continue bending the leg a bit more in order to keep that foot planted. Yep. Likewise, this can bend more like that. Okay, so at this downward thing, this should be pointed down along with that. And then when we want to be back upright, we probably want to be by about this point. Actually, that probably in itself is good. Let's check this one out. I hope this animates properly. This should be a better bone structure, like a better rig that we're going off of. Because yeah, the punching was, I can get all the angles in that one, but for some reason that default one didn't. Oh, so his hand is a little back. Okay, yeah. So if we're on this side, his head disappears. Okay, I'll stop rotating his head because his head is hitting some angle that is weird. And we don't want that. So we'll fix the head. On this direction, it's just kind of funny. So it's basically, yeah, that's just a little silly. So I'm just going to screen capture this for myself. So he is essentially rotating the back arm in the exact opposite way we want. But I wonder if flipping the Y... That's hilarious. Okay. So let's see if this can be fixed by... Wait, at what frame does it go backwards? So it's just the entire time it goes under. So really, I wonder if this is fixed by having the other hand, because he's just inheriting the other hand's animations and stuff. Maybe that's bad. Maybe he should wind the other way around. Is this a terrible idea? Okay, I don't think this will work. I'm just curious if this flipped the direction, because this looks terrible. But if going the other way around the circle makes it flip, that'd be interesting. I don't think it will, though. No, he just goes up. You could argue it's worse. Yeah, so instead he's now... Yeah, okay, so he's just going up and then even faster getting back to the bad angle. So is there a good way to do this? Okay, so we're back to this. Bam. So doing that, okay, the real power move animation would be... Okay, you're gonna see this. This is a hilarious fix. So... we're gonna make him go back all the way. And then bam, we do not want that anymore. So he just goes from here down. Okay, so I know, ironic, that this looks wonky, but I think this fixes our issue. Because the left arm is just doing exactly what the right arm would be doing in reverse. And the way I flip the animations is I swap them for the parts and then inverse their angles. So I think this will make him... like, it's like he's always using the back arm for... yeah, it's like he's always using the back arm for support, but... for some reason it didn't occur to me that... oh yeah, I have to fix the head. Yeah, like, going forward looks right. And I actually don't mind with the one arm look. It looks a little wonky that he doesn't have a tool and he just kind of mines to the left with his fist. But I'm okay with that. Actually, that's not bad. And I can always add to code later that, like, oh, this animation uses tools, so swap what's in your left and right hand until it's over. You know, it's not like that would be impossible to do, but it would be a bit of a pain. But yeah, okay, I like that. I like that a lot better than our current animation. Yeah, like, let's compare this to the current. Is it 9? Yeah, item 9. Set position 2020. Yeah, like right now, let's do a side by side here. Oh, that's the most I can zoom in, right? It's alive. Okay. So that's how he normally does it. And now he, like, punches it. I mean, but in the direction. I gotta fix the head. This isn't gonna look right. But I think that animation on the left does look nicer. Oh, definitely. That definitely looks nicer. Okay, cool. But the head, oh my god, the head. So, easiest way to fix that. I've found that the head, I think it just gets some weird angle rotations going on, and I'm really sad that that's really an issue. But it looks like it just appears until it goes back. So I'm just gonna get rid of all the head animation here. Ooh. Sometimes I can rotate the head, sometimes I can't. So whatever. Could slow down the swing animation. Okay. Sure. So you think he spends too much time recovering and comes down too fast. So he takes 200 milliseconds to get to the peak. Oh, that's adjusting the leg. Okay, that's fine. So let's make him not hit it for 150. Let's move this over. So that made it go from taking 100 to 150 millisecond for the come down compared to this. Is this actually playing 500? 100% speed? Is this in milliseconds? 110 frames per second, 100 milliseconds. Okay, okay. I don't know, something just seems off. Like, that's moving really fast, but... Okay, so anyway, that is a slower pickaxe animation. So let's pump that out. I am hopeful that the first round of animation changes is going out this weekend. I just want to throw that on the record. I think you guys will have this in your hands Sunday. There's a lot of changes I want to do to improve it, but the stuff on this list I think can be out Sunday, which would include the ogre changes. It's not really a feature change, but I think it is worthwhile of just nicerness. Oh, whoa, what was that? So if I walk and click it, oh, that's a funny bug. Interesting. So what's happening? I don't know if you can see this, ironic, but if I'm standing beside it and I mine, he looks fine, right? But if I walk, the walking claims the legs, and the first swing, it's like he does like a face dive onto it, like the way his legs go. Fascinating. So I do have a fix for that. Over here, when I build this animation stuff, I have this check here. I like how the pick is in the hand is just to I like how the pick in the hand is just for show from that direction. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I just don't know how to do it like a better way. Like if people were like cows, right, and they faced a direction, then it's easy. You're going to the right, you change to facing the right. But our people don't do that. So I kind of struggle with it because they're a little different. I don't know, maybe that's actually just terrible design though, and maybe they should all be facing one direction. Like so GDC, that California conference was this week, and it all got canceled because of coronavirus and stuff, but they still live streamed a lot of the talks they were going to have. And I watched one of the talks this week, and they were talking about assumptions you make as a game developer, just rules that you've built in your mind about how things work in your game and your engine that you don't need. Like, if you just ask the question why and you can't give a good answer for it, maybe you should not do it, right? That cow just moonwalked. Fuck. Anyway, what I'm getting at is, if I was to ask myself, why do humanoids face the player, but animals that are not human-like face in a direction? I don't have an answer. It's just, that's how it is. And that's probably not a good reason. Now, I know the answer is probably that the original assets for players Jagger had, they just kind of faced you, and they were more blobby, and there wasn't detail, and it didn't matter. And then the early animal sprites we got were made by players. We didn't have a standard back then, or it was before I even joined, so that's what those chickens are from. So Jagger didn't have a standard back then for what to ask for. He was just thankful to get graphics from players, because that's awesome. And he just put them in. And then the same players were making all of the animal sprites. So all the players started making them all face in a direction, but people stayed the same. And then goblins were just green blobs early on, like people. So they just kind of inherited that, like, human facing the camera-ness. But really, it's causing me a lot of grief that probably shouldn't exist. Especially because Francisco's in the middle of redoing all the players. So the fact that he's redoing them into this instead of making them directional like animals might not be the best thing. But whatever. I guess the problem too is that once you have it directional, like left or right sprites, we now have to be conscious about, like, we still have the same issue of your left arm, like, we can't just inverse them. We can inverse cows because there's no difference between their left leg and their right leg, but for players the difference is they're wearing different tools. So we can't just flip them like that. Directional would look weird at this point. I mean, that's very true. Everyone's kind of used to this. If anything, I think the solution is to just say that players are ambidextrous and make it so that the axe is in the other hand when you do this animation, and have a like 20-30 millisecond animation of the hands coming together if we need to swap tools. So if for an animation we need the thing in your right hand to be in your left hand, just play this like 30-second blend animation that makes it look like you traded which hand had what, and then did it, and then traded it back after. But that's more work than I want to do at this point. Let's move on because there's so many more things we have to make animations for. Cool, we did mining. Wood cutting is next. So for wood cutting, because I like this mining rig, I know it works, I'm just going to copy it. We're going to call it woodcut. I'm assuming that's what it's called. If not that, it's going to be cut wood, isn't it? No, it is woodcut. Nice. So the wood cutting animation is going to be pretty similar, except he doesn't go all the way down. I think that's the main thing. He still swings back, but maybe a little less back. You know, maybe the woodcutter doesn't have to dislocate his back just to swing his axe. Like a miner who's trying to like break through something a little harder. So let's just center the legs again. Okay. So we're just not going to break his back. So when he comes forward, instead of leaning this much, he's going to lean that much. The arm is probably at a good angle. I'm not going to disagree about the arm angle here. Yeah. So we're going to bend that leg. If anything, it looks like he can go up a bit while I lower this leg, because he's bending over less. We don't need this leg to be as elevated. Like the extent it bends to keep it in order might be unnecessary for this. Oh, but it still happens. Yeah, okay, so I just fixed at that point. Actually, what did I didn't fix it, did I? Put that back. Yeah. So what I did is there's an intermediary frame where all I was doing was trying to keep the feet on the ground. And I think yeah, there we go. I kind of got rid of it. Like I messed it up. I assumed it was doing more than it was. So this is okay. He doesn't go too far back. Now this is the bend we need to fix. So he doesn't have to go that low to chop an axe. Probably that is adequate. So put his legs. So at this point, let's straighten his legs and point him down. Let's just see where we are at here. Definitely got some rotating going on. That's a little funky. Okay. So this guy rotates like that. I forgot to say, so it should be a little more centered like that. So now this guy rotates to there. This guy rotates to there. This leg can go up a little bit. And bam. His right knee is a little funny. Yeah, there's some funny business going on. So just in this first little rotation here, You can see his legs are already alternating more than they should. And that's just because there's a rotation going on, but still. He should be firmly planted in the middle. All right. So how are things with you, Ironic? How is this whole Toronto lockdown looking? Is Toronto under a lockdown, or are you on house arrest? I feel like I heard on the news that you guys just aren't really freaking out as much as over here, or maybe that was 2 weeks ago. The movement moves really fast now. Isolate-T? Yeah, I get that. Well, looks like Jagger's calling. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome.
Hello. Sorry it's so late. I ended up working pretty late and then just kind of finished up.
All good.
How things going?
They're going all right. I think they're going pretty well. Aaronic says hi. I don't know if you have chat open, but
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Nick.
ooh. Let's see how this looks.
What are you working on?
At this very second, I'm doing all the rest of the human animations that I kind of just forgot to, like, I don't think I forgot to do. I was just like, the way I hooked it up, I didn't have to redo every animation. It kind of it was an override. But I've done everything other than override, like the humans mining and woodcutting and stuff. And at this point, there's so many improvements to it, like, you know, it replicates the animation facing the other direction that I'm finally like biting the bullet and redoing woodcutting and mining and stuff. But it looks better. I'm liking it. Yeah.
Nice.
Earlier on, I was the walking looks a lot better. You know how it kind of looked janky.
I missed that walking. That was great.
I mean, I kept it. It's just not the normal walking. The vertical that looked really fucky is now an emote called Stanky Leg, and the horizontal is now a run animation. So whenever we have running in the game, we can do that. What did I just kill, and why did it drop coins, and why didn't I see it? Ironic, did you see that? I'm gonna clip this. I don't know what was it. What was that? I just killed something and it dropped coins. I didn't mean to though. I don't know what it was.
Who is he?
A what?
Was that a pickaxe? Was that you mining?
I'm mining.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the tool is on the wrong side still. I'm getting a little cranky about that, but other than that, so that's
Is it easier now that you switched it over?
Yeah, it is. So that's the facing the right direction way to do it. I think that looks pretty good. Except I thought I kept his feet center, but I think I have to go back to that animation because that does not look center. But yeah, facing the other direction, you'll notice he is leaning. Like it's like all the parts are rotating as if he's mining, but the tool is still in the wrong hand. So I think we just have to somehow add. Oh, Gollum! Get away from me, Gollum! Beat up the Gollum. Punch him. Yeah, my attack melee I don't like to. The attack melee with weapon, I need to fix that. I'm gonna do that here.
Punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, attack is blocked.
Oh yeah, so because it like flips the animation on left to right arms and stuff, but like he doesn't have a weapon in his left arm, right? So he's still doing the animation as if he has a sword or something, but he's doing it with his left hand. But
Awesome.
the golem's ordering is all fucky. I need to fix that. Like the layering there. I guess he just inherits human layering. That's it. It's kind of like how if I was naked, or if I like, yeah, if I take the pants off, you'll see when I rotate. Yeah, no, without it, my thighs are in front of the body, just like his, and then my shins are in front of the thigh, like his. So he is like a human body, but his layering is not meant for a human. He needs different layering. I've never actually ran into a golem, so I just had to fight him. Nice, I got pickaxes. That's totally what I wanted.
Pretty handy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we added wood cutting. Item 20? Am I dumb? I'm spawning items. Oh, wow, I am done. 1, not... I want 0 of this item. Okay, I got an axe. So... that doesn't look right. That's the... Yeah, that's the old wood cutting. See, it doesn't let you do it backwards. Tisk. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go into the VOD, though, and see what I killed to get that 4 gold. Because the fact that I accidentally clicked on something that was invisible and killed it means that there's some NPC whose model is invisible. Like, it's probably reading the wrong sprites or something. Ugh. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Are you working on anything at this very second, Jagger? Or can I throw you on a little 20-30 minute task for me?
It depends.
Alright,
If I want to do the task.
you'll want to do it. It's just that I don't know the best way to do it, and I trust you to do it better than me.
Okay.
See, Ironic, you just have to flex his ego, and then I can get him to do what I want.
You said it was a fun task.
It is. Okay, it is. So I have these animations, Anim death, right? I have these death animations. I want the death animations added to the game. You can call just death as the string in all caps to play them. Chickens have death animations, so do cows, like most NPCs do. The problem is that right now, the second you die, the NPC is despawned from the map. So when I say play animation, the guy disappears instantly, right? So we need to pretty much add some timing in there where the person has time to play the animation. But I didn't want to just make him invincible. I don't know. I was trying to think of ways to do that, right? That you'd do that and make them not usable. But I don't want to somehow accidentally make some sort of potential bug where people can do stuff while dead, right? Like, stuff from Beyond Grave isn't cool. So,
yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so if you can try to figure out a good way to do that, I would really appreciate it. And then you just call death and play the animation. And then Ironic had a request.
Right.
So skeletons are humanoids. They use the same bone structure, everything. After the death animation is done, if it is on a player, it would be cool if we could leave the body maybe for a couple minutes before it disappears. And when the animation is completed, we swap out what sprite it's loading to be the one called skeleton instead of human in the string. So it's like when somebody's curls up, dies, and after the 3 seconds, when they respawn at, like, you know, in the starting town, a dead skeleton is curled up, left where they were.
That'd be cool. We could do that easily, I think. We probably want to add a new, layer where it's not just objects.
Yeah, I wasn't sure the best way to do that. Like, because, yeah, if you just made them whole objects, you basically have the overhead of an NPC that's just not doing anything, just kind of sitting there, which doesn't really sound right. Like, honestly, we could almost take a human body, lay out the skeleton, and make it a sprite that's just dead person, and you just leave that, right? Like, instead of do the whole model thing and make like 10 sprites or whatever, all the bone parts all set up.
I could just had a few sprites that were the same general style, because it doesn't need to be exact, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we could do that.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to give the death thing a try, that'd be sick. If you wanted to hop onto my branch to do it, I can push up what I have. Not that it really matters. Then you can work off my branch.
Okay. I'll just send it to you.
All right, sure thing. What do we do? Oh yeah, so it's like locking body parts, more animations. Beautiful commit message. Outstanding job. Okay, so on the server, that's the branch. Sadly, the client doesn't have the word feature in front of it. I kind of forgot to do that. So I could make it if we wanted, but yeah. Dash M, animations. Blocking animation parts. Yeah, that's the main thing. So there is now so there is a few changes. I'm really happy I finally got in. The animation's like a lot less stuttery now because things can claim body parts for one. Like walking will claim the leg and no animation will hijack the legs. And two, if an animation is playing and it rotates a non-essential body part, and then another animation comes in that also will animate the same non-essential body part, the second animation will call stop on the first one, and then take over. So it's like, it's last come, last served, I guess, for non-essential body parts, and then first come, first served for essential body parts. So I think it looks it looks decent. Oh yeah, sorry, and on the client, the branch is just called Spriter. I could do a checkout B feature Spriter if you want me to make the name inconsistent. But it doesn't matter.
Once it's made. Oh, when I connect to my second monitor, all my monitors will go
black. Oh man. So yeah, why did my wood cutting animation not play? That's the real question of the day. So, did I just not press the magic button? Let's see if that's all it was. I like having magic buttons, and I'm really glad that my new magic button doesn't take 2 minutes to compile like the map editor. The animation equivalent is so much nicer. Watch that. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, Ironic, you were saying that you're a little isolatee in Toronto, but not like fully isolated. It's pretty much how I am. Jagger and I are both now working from home, so we're, working from home during the day, and
all I've done all week is go to McDonald's once.
Whew. That's pretty bad. No. Sorry, I'm just... I didn't mean to judge. It was just like, ooh, that's it? I don't know. I guess I don't have much room to talk. I go to Shoppers every 2 days. You know, Shoppers Drug Mart, get my double shot energy drinks, because you need those.
No, I went grocery shopping over the weekend. I think I might maybe go out once, maybe this weekend.
Nice.
There's a park across the street, and I work from home, so it's like, why bother, right?
Oh yeah, why bother? So my wood cutting is still doing the old animation. What is going on, wood cutting? Hey, let's take a look. I called it woodcut. Let's copy that string. The server calls woodcut. I paste it. It's exactly the friggin' same. Is there more than one woodcuts? Still can't find any toilet paper or other essentials. People are worse than the virus at this point. Oh man. No toilet paper. You don't want to run out of that.
Yeah, no, it's all sold out at every store over here too.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially because it's not even a symptom. You know, like I get it if like diarrhea was on the symptom list, but when you go to the World Health Organization's like website and you compare it, that as a symptom is less common than in the common cold, which it's not even like a friggin' thing there. So like, I don't know. People are too freaked out about that. They need more tissue cleaner. Or it's not tissue. Yeah, tissues. That's what people should.
There's more report of it, but from China. They said 1 in 4 or something was reported. I unfortunately have to restart my laptop because everything's just going crazy right now, so...
Okay.
I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, see you in a few. Alright, we got rid of them. Now the real party can begin. Where's some, like, strobe lights? Actually. It's not worth finding. I do have a strobe light somewhere over here, but it's way in that closet. Ironic, we're gonna give you a sneak peek guess. Not a sneak peek, but a guess. Oops. You all of a sudden saw that I was looking at the stream. Alright, sneak peek guess, Ironic. What is behind the curtain? What do you think this curtain protects? I always wonder that, like when you see someone streaming and you just don't know what the rest of the room looks like. Gym equipment. You think there's gym equipment there? I see. Honestly, it's kind of a mess, so I don't want to show it. But long story short, we'll give you a flash because for being a trooper here. It's my bed. That's where I sleep. Oh, Vio, welcome. 5 dead bodies. Yeah, not quite. Yeah. I set up this blackout curtain like a while ago just because blackout curtains are really nice to like keep it really dark. And this room was my office with 3 different desks in here. And then when I started streaming, I was like, this is such a good curtain. And I've like rearranged the desks so that I face this side. I still like having a blackout curtain though. It's the best money spent. Sleep got so much better. But it would be a good place to hide dead bodies. You can't see through them. Okay, so where we were is that this damn wood cutting animation doesn't seem to be hijacking. We're gonna try it one more time. So we're gonna restart the server. We're gonna save the client. We're gonna run the magic button here. Yes, migrate all our sprite animations. Save the client again. and log it. And if this is still using the old animation, I swear to God. Yeah, what's going on? Something's off. Why isn't that sending?
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I think things are better.
Hey, I'm glad to hear it. Is something special about the woodcutting animation I need to know about? Probably not. I can't see why it would be. I'm just...
You're asking me? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Woodcut. Okay, if I just... It's just not hijacking it when it should, but I should be able to just delete these animations now. I've replaced them. And so I shouldn't need to hijack it. It should just be the animation. So let's clear that. Oops, clear that. You begin cutting the tree, so now there's no animation. Yeah, what? Okay, maybe I named something wrong. Chest. No, it came from the mining animation. None of that should be different. Name woodcut on humanoid. Going crazy here. On the server, it's called woodcut. I guess we'll do a little test here. So when we make the animation, I'm just gonna say, let's just do a test here. If the animation name is woodcut, I wanna print this all. Like, see if there's something fishy going on.
Fishing cool.
Fishing is cool. Nope, no animation. And no, so it's it never tries and fails to make it. Someone pinged me, Nox pinged me. Not getting double XP. Jagger.
Yeah.
Is the double XP command world specific?
Yeah.
Oh god, I have to go do it on... I forgot to do it on World 2. 1 second.
I can hop in and do it.
You can do it? Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, welcome, Baby Shark. Not much is... I mean, not much is currently up. Right now I'm trying to figure out why the woodcutting animation isn't woodcutting. Because he's cutting the trees, it says he is, and I'm getting the wood, but... the animation isn't going through. It's interesting to see how far back the stream lag is. Oh, is there lag? 10 seconds. That is more than usual. Usually it's a couple seconds. Yeah, I'm looking at my OBS and it says that they're only 1 second delayed, so I don't know why they're so far apart. How's your night going, Baby Shark? Why is this not cutting? Okay, let's look at the raw data. Something is going weird here. No, there is no woodcut in the tool. Sprites, humans gone. I do the animation. One file copied. Pause. Overwrite. Animations JSON. Yes. So I go back here. And woodcut isn't in the name. Is mine? Yeah, mining is. Then defend. What if I clone woodcutting? Does the clone show up? I mean, let's just try to... No, let's not do that. Let's try to manually export. Just see if it's my tool or whether it's just not saving it for some reason. Dist, assets, animations, human.json. I understand. Right, I never do that. But anyway, is it there now? Nope.
How many ticks was the death animation?
Right now it's NPC to specific. Human is 6. Should I make those consistent?
How would I get that info? Through...
Yeah, let's just say it's 6, and I'll just make them all 6. Is that alright?
Yeah, I suppose it can end and you just lay there as long as it doesn't loop back and like... reset.
Yeah, I'll push them all to be 6, or yeah, 6 ticks.
Okay.
So let's run the magic tool again. Pretty good, thanks for asking. Sorry I'm so late. Oh, no worries, no worries. It's just getting good. I'm glad it's going well. Okay, so I ran that. Oh, and now woodcut's there. I just needed to blow it up and then undo a lot. That's dumb. Anyway, it looks like now the woodcutting animation should play. Yeah, I wish the hand was I wish the tool changed hands, but overall it works left or right, so that's pretty nice. The animations are coming along. Okay. Okay. So we did wood cutting, so now there is smelt animation. So the smelting, should we do like a kneel for the smelt animation? What is it right now again?
Just make it where you just overhand toss things into the furnace.
Ooh. Alright, just yeet it. Got it.
I like the kneeling. It makes more practical sense, I suppose.
Okay. Alright, let's make this the yeet emote.
The yeet?
Yeah, because you like toss it into the furnace. It looked like you're doing like a Kobe. Mine woodcut. It was actually called smelt. Yeah. So smelting. It's pretty simple. You go on to a knee. Oops. Oh, so this, oops. There we go. Nox said I'm self-quarantined on server 2. I heard rumors that server 1 people are infected. Sassy boy.
Be a good minigame. Like a minigame that took place over the world and you can just join it. It's like a survive the sickness and you can't go near anyone, but once you get it, like the idea is you have to infect everyone else.
Just practice social distancing online.
Stay safe.
Gotta stay safe. Capture the flag, but it's toilet paper. Oh yeah. He just like falls to his knee. It's not how people do it.
Man's got some sore knees after a few $100.
Down, does his thing. Does a little thing there. More things done. And then he gets back. At which point, turn this back on. Whoa. That's gotta stay. So he goes down, he does his thing. Point. It's just gotta be up. Let's move those across. So it goes down, does his thing, comes up. I'll call that smelting. Okay, so there's our smelt emote. Our smelt animation. So now the striking anvil one. Strike anvil. So striking an anvil is... Actually, I'm going to copy the mining animation for this. Strike anvil. It's going to be very similar. Or it could just literally be the same.
Okay.
I mean, his arms could be a little tamer. Because the tool... Yeah, because the tool doesn't matter. So I can relax it. Yeah, that's the difference. This doesn't have a tool, so I don't have to compensate for when it flips. Okay, cool. That was easy. Strike anvil. So now fletch. So the fletch animation guesses him putting his hand out front, putting his other hand out front.
So are the animations called death?
Death, yeah.
Okay.
All caps.
This should do it.
All right. So at this point, he's there. So this goes in a bit. Then really quickly goes out. At this point, we'll lock an animation in so that here it's like it reacted a bit. So he's like, push. And then here, oop. But then by this point, he wants to be back. He wants this one to be back. And by here, he wants to be there. So by this point, his arm is more in, and then he really quickly goes past it. So let's keep him where he is, and then this time the arm gets pushed out. So he keeps his hands close, and then he goes in. How many keyframes is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7. I think that'll look good, though. It's like a little fletch, a little whittling. That'll be good. That'll be good. Okay, so after fletch... Oh, it's all the sheath stuff. Yes. Okay, I'll do those last. Actually, those are the last animations I have to do. Okay, guess I'll do them now. Alright, so this becomes equip right sheath. But I don't I don't think I need the left and right sheath anymore. I think we just need one direction because it'll change it on its own. Equip right shoulder sheath, left shoulder sheath. Which one's the left? Left was standards because they're in your left hand. So it looks like we did do the whole sheath thing. I mean, it's not really directional though, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, we'll do all three. So what are they called? Equip right shoulder sheath. Equip right shoulder sheath. Yeah, I think there's 4 of these. Right back. Back. I swear there's more than 2. Right? Because when we equip a sword, right shoulder sheath. Really? I thought the shoulder came from the hip. What's the bow one called? The bow does right shoulder back. I knew there was more. Why didn't that come up in my search? Okay, so right shoulder sheath. Alright. Let's ping it off topic about Pokemons. And there's a suggestion for a client. That is on the to-do list if you're here. Pagan CZ. Pagan? Pagan? That's not how you spell pagan. Yeah, Pagan CZ. We will be, like, we do have a client is on the to-do list, but I believe that is right now planned to be after Android and iPhone, which are planned to be around Congregate. So it's on the to-do list. It's on our agenda. Sadly, it's not coming out next week or anything. Clone. Yeah. Okay, so right shoulder sheath. Right shoulder was... the right hand going over the... Yeah, equip the right hand off the back or off the shoulder. Right shoulder sheath. No, off the side. Why is the word shoulder in the name? That's what's throwing me. I was trying to remember which one's which. Okay, so this one was really simple. This was just... basically, he's going to lean in a little bit because he's fierce. And then he's going to reach for his right pocket. So he's going to go there, her right sheath. And then quickly, he's going to keep it bent for the first bit. Like he's pulling out the sword.
Hmm. Yeah, I almost got it working, but he seems to get that. I think he's still can be attacked when he's on the ground right now.
Hmm. I see.
Okay.
Hmm. I think this should be a little overdone. So if we over-rotate these angles, I think just the way the sword is equipped, it's rotated like this. So this will probably make it look more like it's coming out of a sheath, even if it looks a little funny without anything in his hand. Yeah. We'll see. I think that'll be good. Let me whips it out. It's all good. Okay. And his hand or his legs do move, so I do have to be a little wary of that. They have to be centered. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at the mining feet. See how they were going.
Okay, I almost have this done, but I have to take off again.
Take off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it is getting late. I've been up pretty early. Yeah, I think we're going to be shutting down the stream probably in the next 5 minutes. If that's...
Yeah, just finish off at 9.
Yeah.
We'll have a longer stream on Sunday, though.
Yeah, we will be here Sunday morning, 11 a.m. PST. And I will be working tomorrow afternoon on this. So hopefully we'll get a lot of progress going on this. And I really want to try to get these animations not necessarily done this weekend, but I'd like to have it be update ready, if that makes sense. You know?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm looking back at Lapidary. I'm trying to fix it and finish it up and see what's left on it.
Okay.
And then I think I might try and finish up Android if I can. See if I can make a breakthrough on that.
Okay, that'd be good if you can make a breakthrough on Android. That'd be good.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. So once you do this death animation and I clean up these, like just basically finish moving all the animations over, which shouldn't be too long at all, the only real thing I want to do left before having a patch go out with this is getting the Z layering with the arms and stuff. Like the step one of that is I would really like to be able to pick the layering when I want, you know, so that like you saw with the golems, right? How the shin was above the knee and it didn't look right. If I could rearrange that somehow reliably, I'd be happy. And then the next step, if I could take it a step further, would be if I could make the left and right animations rearrange it as they go. Kind of like how walking left and walking right are essentially the same, but imagine if like the shoulder and hip were like hidden. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not describing this well at all, but I think I could add depth if it's like when you're walking left, the left shoulder was behind the body while the right one was in front, but when you walk right, it swaps the ordering of them.
Oh, I see.
I think that would make it look like the sprite's face left and right and add way more depth without needing to actually add depth. So, I don't know. I'd like to take a look into that tomorrow afternoon, but I might need your help for it. I might not. I think that's all on another branch, right?
Yes, that's the Pixie V5 branch, which we've kind of kept up to date. I don't know if you've been keeping your client changes up to date on it. But it should be fine since we're not doing work on it, so it's...
Yeah, I have not been. I've been just getting my stuff on testing. I kind of forgot about it.
We should check on it since you've done a lot of client work.
Yeah, I'll get up to date with it.
We can do it together because that'll probably be a pain in the ass.
Okay. Well, this looks good. I will end the stream after testing out these last animations. I'm not going to make any new ones. There's not many to make though, but I just want to see this working.
That's good.
All right. Specifically, let's see if the sheath stuff works.
Okay, so I did get the delay on death looking like it's working fine.
Okay. Nice, nice. That's good.
Got to right now.
Yeah, I'll test it out. And is it just with players or anything it calls death on?
Yeah, it calls just on adventurers and NPCs or characters.
Characters, okay.
I assume if there's not an animation for it, we'll just not play it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll test it. Death animation should be on every NPC other than things like chicks, like the things that I didn't think people would ever kill, but maybe that's an oversight. I don't know. I don't think you can.
Yeah. It's good anyways.
You push to multi-threading. Ooh.
Yeah, I was working on trying to multi-thread the path finally.
Alright, sounds good.
Not a ton of luck, it wasn't working too well.
Oh. Alright, let me know when you've pushed up. I'm just committing my stuff so I can just pull it in and test it. This sheath animation did not look the way I thought though. I thought I was being all slick with this arm rotation, but it looks garbage, so let's go back to... He's grabbing his hip. Don't even need this one, and he goes out. So it's just... Maybe he like bends his arm a little. So it's like he comes in with a little bent. Grabs it, but I'm gonna totally do that for it.
Okay, it's up. It's just on the server.
On the server, okay.
On your go.
Alright, let's check out death. Set 0. Alright. Alright. Fight
You're ready
the
to kill, I was just running around dying.
Oh. Oh my god, that... Okay, so we don't have to deal with this today, but if you're looking at the stream, the guard is trying to punch you because I guess it's because it doesn't that the guard... Oh, there we go. Look at that. Nice. That looks slick. Oh man. I'm gonna go... Oh, why did that just refresh me?
Check out a kill a chicken too, it's kind of broken. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it like full on refreshed. Like it didn't like lock me out. Like it's almost like the code changed somehow. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, but the length is wrong for those guys. Okay. Oh, Shirley, I'm sorry. Okay, so those just have to become 3-second animations, but that's cool. Let's go slaughter a goblin.
Yeah,
Oh, and this will be the override test. Oh, you're gonna love this, and then we'll call it a night. Sorry for keeping you another few minutes.
Okay.
Alright. So first it's gonna be the goblin here. And he has the normal human animation, right? Now, I haven't actually gotten to test this yet, but I totally have just been assuming it works. Overrides. This guy, the orcs should have a different death than the rest of the humans. Yeah, look at him. He does a battle cry. Oh, except it's...
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, he has a different death. Come on, die. This is kind of cool. They all have animations now.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. I'm a fan.
Yeah. So the NPCs, though, even when they have equipped items, they're fighting as if they need to punch. So I think right now their equipment is just aesthetic, and however I'm doing the check only works on...
Looks like the bows were working. Maybe not.
That's true. Oh, yes, but that's because the bows don't differentiate between wielding or not.
Oh, okay.
There's attack melee and attack melee no weapon, I think or attack melee weapon. They're two different things.
I see.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay.
Looks good.
You can call it a day. I just want to see how the skeleton animations look because I never got to test them. 37,
Okay.
122.
Sounds good.
Set position 37, 122. Map 0. Oh. 37, 122, 1. Okay, here's the skeleton boys. Why is that guy in the lava? Doesn't matter.
Alright, I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
Have a good night. Alright. Oh. So yeah, I'll be ending the stream after I kill one of these skeletons and we see whether the animation actually has them blow back the way I think it should. Wow, skeletons are strong. I don't know why I didn't think they would be, but they're really fighting me here. It's also facing the wrong direction, so I'm a little worried. Oh my god. That animation was not right. Okay, I'm going to do one more just because. So, this was my fear. The skeleton animation was made to go right, except in code, I assume left is default. So there's going to be a lot of hilariousness. Okay, that's bad, but that's beautiful. Okay, I just want to... Come on, I hope I can kill him before. Oh no, I'm dead. No! Oh, I'm still getting hit. They're beating me dead. Oh no. Won't they just let me die? That's hilarious. They just don't let you die. You only die after they stop attacking. Oh, that's a beautiful bug. They just keep kicking you while you're down. Every death resets the 3 seconds. That's funny. Alright, so that's not how the skeletons were supposed to die, but whatever. We'll fix that. And of course, he's pantless, because what better way to end a Guilds of God stream than a guy with no pants? So thanks for coming out today, everybody. Enjoy your double XP weekend. And yeah, we will be having a stream Sunday. So be sure to be here 11 a.m. PST Sunday. Probably around 6 p.m. to midnight Sunday, our time, will be when we end the double XP weekend. So you can expect that to be 48 to 54 hours of it. So yeah. Thanks for the 2 times server XP. Have a good evening. They have Halloween projector movies. Can take what's behind the curtain to the next level. Oh yeah. Definitely. Alright. Yeah, well, enjoy the double XP. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Stay safe, and I'll catch y'all Sunday.